Yo, what is up, guys? It's Chains the Man back at it with another video. Today we're going to be ranking hypercharges. And before we get into the video, if you could please like and subscribe. We're trying to get 100 subscribers, and I cannot do it without you guys. So please subscribe. Now let's get into the video. So first off, we're going to start off with Piper's Hypercharge, which is super. It makes her a lot faster, which means that you're not really able to actually get to her while she's using her super. She's able to escape a lot, or even just drop off bombs. Like even when she's flying, it drops off bombs. So it makes you have to get away from her when she uses her hypercharge. So A tier. Now we have Sprout's Hypercharge, which it's not really good at all. It's only good in highs, but it's just really bad. Honestly, it's an F tier for me. All it does is damage on his actual super, which most time people aren't even gonna run up to the walls, and it just doesn't even do enough damage. Now we have Barley's Hypercharge, which Barley Hypercharge is actually solid. You're able to get a lot of area control. You can do a lot of damage with Barley's Hypercharge. I wouldn't say it's it's definitely not the best, because all it really adds is bigger, but it's still C tier. Then we had Jean's Hypercharge, which you're able to get 3 pulls, which can be really good in certain moments, but at other times it can be really bad for pulling, obviously, in the enemy, like multiple enemies, like a bowl or something. But it's almost a confirmed pull every single time. So for that, I'm going to put it in the C tier. Now we have Nita's Hypercharge, which her Hypercharge is really good. Her bear is like a whole nother brawler. It pushes all the enemies back. They have to waste so much ammo on it, and then you still get value with it half the time. It is a very good Hypercharge. It is S tier. Now we have Charlie, which Charlie's Hypercharge was good until they nerfed her spiders, so now the spiders pretty much do nothing. And it's just a really meh Hypercharge. I mean, the spiders don't do much. It already was a super. So for that, I'm honestly going to put that in D tier. Now we have Frank's Hypercharge, which that's a really good Hypercharge because you're able to break pretty much everything, and there's just no way you can dodge his Hypercharge. You're able to charge in, and you can pretty much literally keep spamming your Hypercharge or your super while you're in your Hypercharge over and over again. And there's nothing the enemy team can do. So for that, we're going to put that in S tier. Now we have Jackie's Hypercharge, which makes your ring go way wider, or makes it just bigger, and makes it really hard for the enemy team to escape. But it's nothing flashy. All it is bigger. So for that, I'm just going to put it in C tier. It's not really creative and not the best always. Now we have Buzz's Hypercharge, which allows him to have really good movement. He's able to get side to side. You can also just get a pretty good stun on the enemy, but the fact that you can go side to side with Buzz's Hypercharge across the map in a few seconds, you can make some huge plays. It's in an S tier. Now we have Shelly's Hypercharge, which is just bigger, which can help with some of her star powers. You're able to get a lot of wall break out of it. It's definitely not OP, because all it is bigger, but you can get some value out of it, and you can charge it fairly often. So for that, I'm gonna put it in the C tier, because all it is just bigger. Now we have BB, which in certain maps or modes you're able to literally get so much value on the Hypercharge. It can be really strong, and there's not much you can do about it. So whenever, like, you can just split sometimes, and there's no way you can dodge it, or you can just have it go off wall and wall and wall, and pretty much you're dead. So we're putting that in the S tier. Now we have Ems, which Ems is very, I feel like the Hypercharge made her a lot better, because like you're able to get the whole smoke thing around. So pretty much like that can do a lot of damage on the outside, and you can just pump out a lot. So it's like you kind of have to be close, otherwise you're going to get slowed. Like you're pretty much just going to get damaged even more if you're on the outside of the ring. But I feel like it does keep enemies away. But if you do get caught in it, you're just done for and you're going to die. So I'm going to put in the B tier. Now we have Sandy's Hypercharge, which it makes you really fast. It's obviously the size of his normal super, so you're just able to travel so fast that the enemies cannot see you. You can dodge the shot so easily. You're just able to confirm kills with this Hypercharge. Now we have Fang, which his Hypercharge has been nerfed quite a bit, but you can go through walls, hit a bunch of enemies. You can do quite a bit of damage, but it has been nerfed too much to where it's really not that great. And half the time you're not even able to get the angle to even go through the wall, so it's not, that feature doesn't even get used half the time. Now we have Bull's Hypercharge, which is able to consume a lot of damage. It just pretty much, you can just survive a lot more with, because of the shield that obviously every Hypercharge allows you to have whenever you click it. So for that, we're going to put it in the B tier. Now we have the Colette Hypercharge, which makes her one of the, if not the best person on the highest. Like, it does so much damage. You can cycle pretty decently, but I feel like, yeah, you get it on the highest and they're pretty much done for. So for that, it's an S tier. Now we have Dynamix, which Dynamix is really strong. Like, it keeps all the enemies, like, if you're playing hot zone, you just throw in the middle and everyone has to leave, otherwise they're going to pretty much die. And then you get miniature dynamite. It does so much damage. If you get hit by it, you are likely going to die. For that, we're going to put that in the A tier. Now we have Rico's Hypercharge, which makes everything bounce more, which sounds boring, but whenever you actually see a Rico do that, you're probably going to die, because, well, it does a lot of damage, and it's going to likely hit you no matter what. It's definitely an S tier. If you bounce it off a wall, you can literally just team wipe. Now we have Crow, which his Hypercharge does so much on the highest. And that's mainly where you're only going to get the value. So if you're not playing highest, like, it's an alright Hypercharge, but if you are, he's literally like an S tier brawler. It just does so much damage. So if you land on an enemy, they are dead. So I'm going to put that in the A tier. Now we have Miko's Hypercharge, which, it's bad, because his whole super duration takes up the whole Hypercharge, which means that you can't recycle the Hypercharge. And it does stun, but his reload speed's so slow anyways that you can't even confirm the kill. So it's definitely F tier. Now we have Pearls, which her Hypercharge is also really bad, because most people don't even want to get up close to a Pearl anyways. So it's just kind of like, and it takes up a lot of heat. So pretty much, like, you want to build up heat with Pearl, but then it takes away a lot of heat if you use Hypercharge, and you're going to probably have to run into someone, because people are likely not going to want to go near you. F tier. Now we have Brock, which Brock's Hypercharge is bad. You should just honestly use his super. I know it did get buffed, but it's not much better. It's only good on the highest, but otherwise it is just bad. It just more rockets. It is terrible. Now we have Belle's Hypercharge, which it's basically there's just no way you can miss the shot. Like, you shoot it and it's pretty much a confirmed hit. It does, I mean, it's just basically confirmed super. It's nothing too flashy. You do get a decent buff with Belle, but nothing flashy, nothing great. Now we have Edgar, which his Hypercharge is insane. Like, pretty much, you just charge your super so much, and you can literally just get a whole team wipe with it. His Hypercharge is not hard at all to charge, and you just go insane mode, jumping onto people. Now we have Gale's Hypercharge, which is extremely good, because, well, it pushes you back twice. It pushes you back way more, and you can actually target that with his Hypercharge his star power that actually stuns. While using his Hypercharge, you're able to get a lot of value out of that. You're able to push back anyone, so no one can pretty much get up to you if you have a Hypercharge. It is definitely an A tier Hypercharge. Now we have Colt's Hypercharge, which is basically just more bullets and wider. So you're pretty much just going to hit the enemy more often. It's just that self-explanatory. If you're good at aim, you can charge it maybe once or twice per match. It's just, yeah, it's just a solid all around alright Hypercharge. I mean, you can get a lot of ice damage, but that's about it. Now we have spikes, which all it is bigger super. Now you could, whenever you get stuck in it, you can absolutely land a lot of great shots, but it's just not great. It's just bigger super, and you're usually not gonna get like a team wipe. Like you might get a kill, but yeah, it's definitely C tier. Now we have Maisie's Hypercharge, which it basically pushes you back and then shoots out like projectiles, which usually you can get bounced into the projectiles. It actually can do really, it can do really good. It can do a lot of damage. That's pretty much it. Like, it's an alright, but her shots are super hard to hit, so sometimes you can't even charge it that often. But I think it is a B tier Hypercharge. Now we have Max, who, well, it helps charge people's supers. It makes you insanely fast. In fact, like, even your teammates get insanely fast, but also just helping charge up people's super is definitely S tier. Now we have Lou, which his automatically stuns people. It's pretty good. It's really good in hot zone. You can definitely have a lot of area control with it. And yeah, it just pushes people off the point. So for that, I'm going to put it at A tier. Now we have Angelo, which Angelo's basically follows him. So he's always healing, plus he's got poison. They did make it easier to charge. It's still not the easiest to charge sometimes, but you can constantly heal and get good damage. So for that, we're going to put that in the A tier. Now we have Jessie's Hypercharge, which her turret's basically bigger, stronger. It's pretty much it. But Garrett, if you have that one gadget, it can do a lot of damage. I mean, pretty much both gadgets are pretty good. And with that one star power, you can actually keep the turret alive. And if you land it on a heist or on the safe, then the safe is pretty much dead. It's pretty much gone. So it's definitely A tier. Now we have Cordelius' Hypercharge, which pretty much you use it and you land on someone, it's a confirmed kill every single time. They're so slow. You can literally dodge shots. You can kill them. There's no chance of survival if you land it. The only problem is you can't get a team wipe with it. And you're really only going to get one confirmed kill with this Hypercharge, so I'm going to put it in the B tier. Now we have El Primo, which all it does is pushes people in. But it's just not great, because even though it slightly does that, people still have gadgets to get away and supers to get away. And you just have to be really strategic with your Hypercharge, and half the time it just doesn't work out, so I'm going to put it in D tier. Now we have Tick's Hypercharge, which his Hypercharge, it goes really fast, and you can sometimes actually get some hits with it. Also, it leaves mines in the area, so you are able to get a lot of good value. But if you just throw it without really being strategic, it can get blown up really fast and get no value. So you have to be very strategic whenever you place it. But if you're able to hit an enemy, you are able to do a lot of damage. I'm going to put it in the B tier. Now we have Leon's Hypercharge, which invisible, goes super fast. He's able to get a lot of value. So for that, I'm going to make it A tier. Then we have Rosa, which basically slows down everyone. You're able to get a lot of good value with it. You pretty much can just slow down the whole enemy team, and then they can't escape, and then you get kills. So for that, it's a B tier Hypercharge. Right here is my tier list. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. See ya.